Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Narayan Rao Kovur. In this video, we are going to explain theory of supply and elasticity of supply. In the theory of supply, first of all, we will explain what is the meaning of supply. What is the definition of supply? What are the three important points of supply? And behavior of supply depends upon how many factors. This is the basic concept. Now I am going to explain in this video. Meaning of supply. What is the meaning of supply? In a market, sellers constitute supply side. Market means market is a place where buyers and sellers brought together, buying and selling taken place. This is called market. Nowadays, need not go to the market because of advancement of technology. So in a market, sellers constitute supply side. Sellers constitute supply side. Sellers may include one is households or individuals. Second one is firms or business firms. Third one is government. So sellers may include individuals, firms, and government. Next, what is the definition of supply? The term supply refers to the amount of good or service that the producers are willing and able to offer to the market at various prices during a given period of time is known as supply. Once again, the term supply refers to the amount of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer to the market at various prices during a given period of time. This is called supply. Next, three important points of supply. Three important points of supply. The three important points of supply are: point number one, supply refers to the amount of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer to the market at various prices during a given period of time. This is called supply. So supply of a good refers to planning to sell or plan to sell, not actual sales. Supply ante ikkada plan to sell only, not actual sales. That is point number one. Supply of a good refers to plan to sell but not actual sales. Next, for example, ఒక ఫార్మరు ఒక 10 కేజీల టమాటాలు మార్కెట్లో అమ్మడానికి రెడీగా పెట్టుకొని ఉన్నాడు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ సప్లై. ప్లాన్ టు సప్లై బట్ నాట్ యాక్చువల్ సేల్స్. అమ్మడానికి మార్కెట్లో సిద్ధంగా ఉంచిన పరిమాణాన్ని సప్లై అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్, సప్లై రిక్వైర్స్ బోత్ willingness to supply and ability to supply. Supply requires both willingness to supply and ability to supply. Ability to supply depends upon cost of production or production cost. Production cost is less then ability to supply is more. So ability to supply mainly depends upon production cost. Second one is willingness to supply. Willingness to supply mainly depends upon price of the good and marginal cost. Willingness to supply mainly depends upon price of the good and marginal cost. What is marginal cost? So it is additional cost incurred by the producer to produce one additional unit of a commodity. Marginal cost is the addition made to the total cost. That is called marginal cost. So willingness to supply mainly depends upon two, price of the good and marginal cost. So MCN is equal to TCN minus TCN minus 1. That is called marginal cost. For example, MCN is equal to TCN minus TCN minus 1, or MC is equal to delta TC by delta Q. These are the two formulas to calculate marginal cost. So here willingness to supply mainly depends upon price of the good and marginal cost. That is the second important point of supply. Third one is more the gap between price and marginal cost, greater will be the willingness to supply. More the gap between price and marginal cost, greater will be the willingness to supply the product. That means it depends upon profits. Willingness mainly depends upon profits. It depends upon profits. Next, third one is supply is a flow concept. Supply is a flow concept. Quantity supply is expressed as so much per unit of time, per day, per week, per month, per year, likewise. That is called supply is a flow concept. Quantity supply is a flow concept. Quantity demand is a flow concept. Income is a flow concept, whereas capital is a stock concept. Here, supply is a flow concept. Quantity supply is expressed as so much per unit of time, per day, per week, per year. ఒక మ్యాంగో ఫార్మరు ఈరోజు 100 kgs మ్యాంగోస్ సప్లై చేశాడు. ఈ వీక్లో 700 kgs సప్లై చేశాడు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ పర్ యూనిట్ ఆఫ్ టైం, per day, per week, per year. That is why supply is a flow concept. Supply is a flow concept. Next, behavior of supply depends upon. Behavior of supply depends upon three factors. One is the phenomena considered. The phenomena considered. The phenomena considered. The first fact, the behavior of supply depends upon the phenomena considered. Second one is degree of possible adjustment in supply. Degree of possible adjustment in supply. Third one is time period. Time period may be two. One is a short period, another one is long period. Short period means not easy to increase the supply. Time period is very short or short period, not easy to increase the supply. There is no time. Whereas long period, supply can be easily adjusted in response to changes in price. Price లో వచ్చే మార్పులకు అనుగుణంగా సప్లైని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు because sufficient time is available to the producer. That is called long period. Supply can be easily adjusted in response to changes in prices. This is called long period. So behavior of supply mainly depends upon three factors: the phenomena considered, degree of possible adjustment in supply, and third one is time period. This is the basic concept. So meaning to supply or introduction to supply. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe and comment.